Hello everybody, this is Dan Vaccaro, your instructor. I wanted to review real quick that or go over the fact that we talked about integers last week, finished up the integer chapter, and we have a quiz next week on chapters 1 and 2. So I wanted to review chapter 2 because there's so much there. I'm not going to talk about reviewing the whole thing. I want to highlight a few things, mainly talk about the last class we talked about. Our last class, which is when we talked about not the number line and not about absolute value, although I think a lot of you forgot about absolute value on page 40. For example, I reviewed a few things there. I got the answers here. Minus the absolute value of minus 4 plus 2 is the same as 4 plus 2. And the plus comes from it's because it's outside the bars. These are the rules that we did for addition and subtraction. Again, we didn't cover a lot of this last class, but the class before. And keep in mind that when we're adding, subtracting integers, it's a different set of rules than multiplication, division. For example, addition, subtraction is going to be done like, for example, minus 5 plus 4 is equal to minus 1. Well, if the signs are different, we subtract and take the sign of the larger number. If the signs are the same, we add and take the sign. So basically those are the two basic rules for addition and subtraction. We did quite a bit of the 2 or 3 numbers, so I'm going to kind of move through there a little bit. And here's multiplication of integers. Basically it follows another set of rules. Multiply the numbers first, then worry about the signs. So if I multiply minus 3 times minus 2, I get 6. And then I count the number of signs, and if I have an even number, well, then it's positive. Here I multiplied and count, so I'll multiply to get 30, and I count I have 1, so that's negative because it's odd. So here's a combination of addition and subtraction and multiplication. So if I have minus 1 times 8, that's going to be 1 times 8, and it's odd because it's only 1, so it's minus 8. And then minus 24, so plus minus 24, basically that's going to be a minus, another minus there. And that becomes a plus because the minus minus becomes a plus. So then you get 8 minus 8 plus 24. Which is equal to, and it's going to be minus, actually this is a plus. Let's see, it's a plus. And so this is going to be a minus. And so I get minus 32. Talked about exponents. So our exponent situation, we have exponent and radicals. The major thing was if we're going to start using exponents at the tail end of this chapter. And I just lost my place there. Okay, and right. So 2, 4 exponents and radicals. Basically minus, if it has parentheses or not parentheses, it's going to make a difference on the even exponents. To summarize what we talked about, if you have an exponent number and it has no parentheses, then we put a minus 1 in front, and then it's 3 times 3, which is minus 9. If it has parentheses, then it's the same as minus 3 times minus 3, which is plus 9. So this only really occurs a different answer. You only get different answers on the even exponents. So that's something we talked about. We also talked about getting to know your squared numbers. For example, I'd like you to do this list. I put this list up on the whiteboard last time, and I wanted you to finish them up for homework or before the quiz, and have in your notes what these squared numbers were, the answers. I did part of it. I want you to do the rest. And then the cube roots, and the 4th roots, and 5th roots. And then you even had a question on 6th roots. So these are areas where if we know that 2 cubed is 8, then find the cube root of 8 is 2. These are opposites. Same thing here. If 3 cubed is 27, then the cube root of 27 is equal to 3. And likewise, 64, we know that 4 cubed is 64, so therefore the cube root of 64 equals 4. Here's one with order operations in it. And it has some exponents in it. So let's look at this one. I got 5 minus 12 times what? 7. This is in set notation within nested parentheses. So we're going to do the innermost first, right? We're going to do this 5 minus 12 first, and it gives me minus 7. Then as I go left to right, I'm going to do 4 minus 7, which is minus 3 squared. So my first step occurs innermost nested. And so when I do, I have minus 7 times 7 plus minus 3 squared minus 10. And this, the next step would be just to multiply inside here, get minus 49. The positive 9 comes from the minus 3 squared. That comes to 9. And bring down the minus 10. And then I go left to right. Minus 49 plus 9 is minus 40 minus 10, which is minus 50. You should try this one and then see if you get the same answer. So it's 5 minus 10 times 7 in the set symbols, and then plus 3 minus 4 to the 4th power minus 9. Could see that in the quiz. This is that project we did, the in-class project. And I went over, I've got some answers here, so you should probably figure out how I got these answers. And I go over a few of that in the tail end of this little YouTube video clip, or audio clip. So basically, absolute value minus 2 and absolute value minus 4 plus absolute value 2 and 5 is equal to 13. And minus 3 minus 17 plus minus 6 is minus 10. Minus 2 minus 3 minus 6 is 36, and so on and so forth. So copy that down or take a picture of it before the video clip is over and try some of these. I got the answers, and you could see these on your quiz on Monday. So I'll look for that. I went over a couple of them. Let's see, the one that I wanted to go over was, and you could just review these over and over again. You don't have to just see it once. The one I wanted to look at was the sixth root business. The sixth root of 64 is written as the sixth root of 64, or the sixth root of 64. So this is equal to 2. And the reason is because 2 to the 6th power is 64. This other one here where it says use the operations, I put one more blank in there I shouldn't have. That blank should not be in there. So the way to get this one is you'd have to say 6 plus 6, and so you put a plus sign between these two with parentheses, and then you put a division sign between these two guys, and then a plus sign between these two guys. So it should be plus. So what you're doing is using operations plus, minus, times, or division. So you're looking to use any 3 of these to put in here to let it equal 8. And it does. If you take parentheses 6 plus 6 divided by 6 plus 6 equals 8. Okay. So quiz on chapter 1 and 2. Remember that there will be a quiz on Monday, so you will have to cover some of the things I told you to review were readiness checks problems on page 25, 36, and 60. I'm going to use some of those problems for the quiz. Also, I'm going to attach another practice quiz I used years ago, or several terms ago. So I'll look for that attachment in either this email or in one additional one. So, good luck. Have a nice weekend. Looks like we have some nice weather, but spend at least, I would try to look at some of this stuff and go over some of this stuff for about 2 hours. Not all at once, you could split it up. 2 to 3 hours, I think, could guarantee a nice, beautiful grade. Talk to you soon. Bye.